Beneath the bustling streets of London lies a shadowy, often forgotten world, a vast network of tunnels, bunkers, sewers, and passageways that tell stories of war, espionage, royalty, and mystery. These subterranean arteries, many of them centuries old, have served as hiding places during bombings, secret routes for the government, and even transportation corridors long abandoned to time. From the infamous Churchill war rooms to mysterious World War II-era passageways that still remain sealed to this day, London's underground is more than just the tube, it's a hidden city with secrets etched into its walls. This story begins not with the present, but with the Romans. When they founded Londinium nearly 2,000 years ago, they brought their mastery of underground engineering with them. Roman baths, drains, and roadways laid the foundation for future generations to build upon. Over time, layer upon layer of subterranean construction transformed London into one of the most tunnel-ridden cities in the world. But why all the secrecy? Why do so many of these tunnels remain off-limits, unmarked, and sometimes even denied by officials? Could there be more hidden beneath our feet than we've been told? This deep dive into London's underground world will uncover the forgotten history, the wartime innovations, the lost rivers, and the conspiracy theories that continue to swirl. We'll explore abandoned tube stations, secret Cold War hideouts, and whisperings of royal escape routes. Whether you're a history buff, a conspiracy theorist, or simply curious about what's beneath your city, this story will open your eyes to a world you never knew existed just a few feet below. The story of London's underground begins with the Romans. When Londinium was established in 43 AD, the Romans engineered not only roads and fortifications but also drains and underground structures to control flooding and waste. Remnants of these Roman constructions still exist today, buried deep beneath modern-day buildings and roads. One of the most fascinating legacies of this era is the network of lost rivers. Streams such as the Fleet, Tyburn, Effra, and Walbrook once flowed freely across the land that is now London. Over time, these rivers were culverted, covered, and incorporated into the city's expanding sewer system. In places like Farringdon and Blackfriars, you can still hear the sound of running water beneath manhole covers, a reminder of the rivers that once shaped the city's geography. The Fleet River, for instance, was once a vital waterway for transporting goods. Today, it runs silently beneath Farringdon Road, hidden but not forgotten. Maps from the 18th century show how these rivers were gradually absorbed into the growing metropolis, becoming part of an increasingly complex underground system. These ancient systems laid the groundwork for later developments. The Victorian sewer network, built by Sir Joseph Bazalgette in the 19th century, relied on and often intersected with these older Roman and medieval waterways. Bazalgette's sewers are still in use today and considered one of the greatest feats of civil engineering in history. But the Romans and Victorians weren't the only ones to leave their mark underground. In the centuries that followed, especially during times of war and political instability, London's subterranean world would expand rapidly and take on new, secretive roles. The most dramatic expansion of London's underground infrastructure came during the 20th century, particularly during World War II. As the threat of aerial bombings loomed, the British government sought refuge below ground. The most well-known of these efforts is the Churchill War Rooms and underground bunker complex built beneath the Treasury building near Whitehall. From this secure location, Prime Minister Winston Churchill and his war cabinet coordinated Britain's war effort. The bunker included meeting rooms, offices, sleeping quarters, and even a cafeteria. Today, it's preserved as a museum, but during the war, it was one of the city's most closely guarded secrets. Beyond the war rooms, a network of deep-level shelters was constructed to protect civilians and military personnel. These tunnels, carved beneath tube stations like Clapham South and Goodge Street, were designed to house thousands during air raids. Some of these shelters were later used for storage, government archives, or even as accommodation for arriving immigrants in the post-war years. During the Cold War, London's underground became even more secretive. The government feared nuclear attacks and built subterranean bunkers to ensure continuity of operations in the event of a catastrophe. One such facility was the Pinder Bunker, reportedly located beneath Whitehall. Named after the ancient Greek poet who celebrated resilience, the Pinder Bunker is still shrouded in mystery. Though its existence has been confirmed, its exact capabilities, entrances, and layout remain classified. Another Cold War relic is the Kingsway Telephone Exchange. Built beneath High Holborn, this facility was designed to protect the UK's communications infrastructure from nuclear strikes. With blast doors, power generators, and miles of corridors, it functioned as a central hub for emergency communications. There are also persistent rumors of secret tunnels connecting Buckingham Palace, the Houses of Parliament, and various embassies and government buildings. While these claims are difficult to verify, they become a part of London's folklore and continue to fuel speculation about hidden government networks. London's Tube is one of the oldest and most iconic subway systems in the world. But while millions use it every day, few are aware of the dozens of abandoned stations and unused platforms that lie hidden in the dark.
Stations like WWII, Down Street, and Brompton Road were closed due to low passenger numbers or rerouted lines. However, these spaces didn't go entirely unused. During World War II, WWII was used to shelter museum artifacts, including the Elgin marbles. Down Street became a private wartime office for Churchill before the war rooms were built. Today, these ghost stations have taken on a new life as the subject of urban exploration and ghost stories. Some claim to hear whispers in the tunnels or see shadows moving in empty platforms. Others believe these stations are still used by intelligence services or secret military operations. Perhaps the most famous of these legends involves the so-called Mail Rail, the post office railway that once transported letters and parcels beneath the city. Though it ceased operations in 2003, parts of the Mail Rail have been preserved and turned into a museum. Still, some believe parts of the system remain active for secret government use. In recent years, construction projects like Crossrail have uncovered forgotten tunnels, plague pits, and artifacts dating back centuries. These discoveries remind us that London's history is quite literally buried beneath our feet. But they've also sparked new conspiracy theories. Some claim that tunnel discoveries are deliberately underreported or hidden by authorities. Others believe that the government continues to build secret passageways beneath the city for unknown purposes. One controversial theory involves the so-called royal bunker system, a rumored network of tunnels built specifically for the royal family to escape in the event of an attack. While Buckingham Palace does have known subterranean areas, the extent of any emergency escape system remains a closely guarded secret. There's also speculation about the Bank of England's vaults, which are said to connect to hidden tunnels leading to nearby government buildings. Though the bank confirms the existence of security tunnels, the public has never been granted full access. More fantastical theories suggest the existence of alien bases, time travel experiments, or ancient relics hidden beneath the city. While these ideas lack credible evidence, they add a layer of myth and intrigue that fuels public fascination with London's underground. London is a city of layers, each street, building, and tunnel bearing witness to centuries of history. While the skyline continues to change, it's what lies below that tells the true story of its evolution, resilience, and mystery. From Roman foundations and Victorian sewers to Cold War bunkers and abandoned stations, London's underground is more than a curiosity, it's a living archive of the city's past and present. As technology advances and urban development continues, we may one day unlock more of these hidden spaces. Until then, they remain a source of wonder and speculation. The next time you walk through the streets of London, pause and consider what lies just beneath your feet: a forgotten river, a wartime command center, or perhaps a secret passage built for kings and queens. One thing is certain: the hidden world below London is as rich and fascinating as the city above, and its secrets are far from fully revealed.